Hello students, our today's topic of discussion is EVS 1. Chapter 4, Environmental Balance. So today we are going to learn about biodiversity and the environment. So let's get started with the lesson. First let us know about what is environment. The surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives or operates. Environment means our surroundings. You must have seen different kinds of animals and birds in your surroundings, such as cats, dogs, ants, trees, etc. Now observe this picture. We see many animals, plants, with some human beings present near the river. Some animals are present on land like cow, dog, rabbit, goat, etc. Some are in water like fish, crocodile. Some are flying in the air like butterfly, birds. So, we can say that there are varieties of animals and plants which are present near this river. Observe various living things around you like fish, bird, cow, human. Students, observe your surroundings and make a list of all the living things you see. If you don't know the names of any of the living things you see, make a note of them describing their shape, color, sound, shelter, etc. Or simply you can draw their pictures and count how many types of living things you see. In the course of your observation, did you notice any signs of the presence of living things, though the living things themselves were not seen? Let's review few signs of the presence of living things, though the living things themselves are not seen. Partly eaten fruit. If you see partly eaten fruit, then it means that an animal or human being has eaten the fruit. This is the sign of presence of living things around the partly eaten fruit, though the living thing itself is not seen by you. Shells. Similarly, if you see shells or fruits, that means an animal or human beings present around the partly eaten fruit or shells, even though they itself are not present or seen by you. Or if you see falling feather, this is the sign of presence of the bird whose feather have fallen, though the bird itself is not seen by you. Animal track. If you see animal track, this is the sign of the presence of an animal whose track is seen, though the animal itself is not seen by you. Dunk. If you see dunk, this is the sign of presence of an animal. Droppings. If you see droppings, this is the sign of presence of a bird. Or if you see nest, this is the sign of the presence of a bird. If you see cocoon, this is a sign of a presence of an insect. Or if you see eggs, this is a sign of presence of a bird. Or honeycomb is the sign of presence of bees. Microorganisms. Can you observe any microorganisms? No, we cannot see microorganisms with our naked eye. Naked eye means without using any artificial help such as telescope, microscope or spectacles. We need microscope to see microorganisms. It is not possible to see microorganisms directly. On your screen is the picture of microscope. Animals of the polar region. All these animals are to be found in the polar region. Even the plants and trees, as you all can see in the picture. Desert animals. All these animals that you can see on the screen are the animals of desert. Students, where do you see all these animals? Obviously in the forest. Deer, elephant, lion, tiger and so many big trees you find in the forest. Did you see all the same living things at all these places? Obviously no. Basically, in a particular area, we see particular types of plants and animals. Why is it so? Because that area, that climate, that environment is suitable for their growth and their survival. Biodiversity. The variety we see in all the living things that belong to a particular area is called the biodiversity of that place. Biodiversity is made up of two words, bio and diversity. Bio means life, diversity means variety. So biodiversity means varieties of life on the earth. Biodiversity or biological diversity is the diversity of life. Variety in life on different places is called biodiversity. Biodiversity exists everywhere on earth, in forest, in desert, in water, inside rock, in ice, everywhere. Biodiversity is not distributed evenly on earth. Animals and plants vary depending on climate, altitude, soils and presence of other species. Now students who study the biodiversity in a particular area. To study the biodiversity of a place, scientists make a large number of observations. They make these observations in different conditions such as day and night, in different seasons, etc. Scientists making observations. In the laboratory. They also make observations during day, night, and also in different seasons. They use special devices to make observations of living things that are found at great heights and or depths. Even they test the soil of that particular regions. Not only the plants and animals, but also they observe microorganisms present in that particular area. They make large number of observations. For a long time, they keep on taking the observations and note down all the data. Observations of many scientists are brought together and studied again. Only when all such efforts are made over a long period of time, we be sure of the biodiversity of a place. Now we are going to study about the environment. The surroundings and the conditions in those surroundings which affects the life of the organisms there are together known as their environment. It includes many components such as sunlight, air, water, soil, plants and animals, etc. Living things and non-living things are dependent on each other. Now, in our environment, living things and non-living things are dependent on each other. For example, we are dependent on oxygen for breathing. We need water for drinking. Both oxygen and water, they are non-living things. Similarly, non-living things are also dependent on living things. For example, the soil which gets polluted, it is getting polluted due to the activities done by humans. We can also say that non-living things are also dependent on living things. This both living and non-living things are dependent on each other. Next point. There is a lot of give and take or interaction between them. In the environment, they continuously interact with each other. As living thing and non-living thing are dependent on each other, so both living and non-living thing forms our environment. Look at the picture of the living and non-living things shown below. Discuss the mutual relationship between these various factors of the environment. Here in this picture we can see varieties of animals and plants which are biotic. Biotic means living things. And other non-living things also we can see like stone, mountain, etc. Those are non-living things, and non-living things are known as abiotic factors of the environment. Means environment has biotic and abiotic factors, and they all are related to each other. They interact with each other, they are connected, and they are dependent on each other. On the screen you can see living things like birds, children are playing, plants and animals. These are all living things. They are known as biotic components. On the other side you can see non-living things like sun, well, house, slide. So they are all non-living things. So they come into abiotic components. Environment. What is meant by environment? Everything surrounding us and affecting us is called environment. Environment is divided into two components, biotic components, abiotic components. Biotic components, living things like animals and plants. Abiotic component means non-living things like soil, air, water and sunshine. So students, here we end with our today's EVS 1 session. We will meet in our next session. Till then, stay home, stay safe.